Welcome back to NJ.com. I'm James Kratch here with Pat Lanni, Joe Zedalis, Bill Evans. We are in the NJ.com lounge after hammering out the final top 20, which you can find now online on NJ.com. We'll start Bergen Catholic, #1. I think that was a pretty easy call after another dominating season for the Crusaders. Second straight #1 finish in the state. Patrick, 9-0 against the top 20.
Yeah, I think the whole theme for Bergen Catholic this year was closing the gap on the national powers, becoming a national powerhouse team, and I think the last Flow ranking had them at 11. Fair enough. They were close with Seminary. They were close with Blair, and I think if you ask Coach Bell, he'll straight up tell you that yeah, they're right there. Maybe a couple more things next year, and we'll see. And I mean, it's clear after this season, no one really challenged them except Bosco. That there's definitely that gap between 1 and 2.
Yeah, definitely a gap between 1 and 2. And then we get to 2 and 3, which was kind of if 1 was decided, 2 and 3 was kind of the buzz of the state. We went at the end with Brick Memorial over Phillipsburg for the second spot. Joe, I think we all were in agreement that Brick Memorial's body of work, while both teams were tremendous, Brick Memorial's body of work was just was stronger in the end.
Well, Brick Memorial's only lost January 3rd to Bergen Catholic. They won 5 bouts. And, you know, if they would have wrestled later, might Brick Memorial gotten a 6th or something like that, but I don't think there was any question there. But after the Bergen Catholic loss, Brick Memorial went on a tear, didn't lose, and we watched a team and the coach, second-year coach Mike Denver, come of age, and it's very hard not to be impressed with the way they wrestled against Hunterdon Central on Sunday in Trenton.
No, definitely.
Bonus points galore, and you know, what makes me feel good is we went with Brick Memorial ranked #1 in the Shore Conference all year, and it actually turned out to be right.
No, and you know, Phillipsburg was just as impressive down in Trenton. Bonus points all over the place against Jackson, against Roxburgh in the state semifinals. But, you know, Peterborough did lose to Howell on December 23rd. It was a long time ago. A lot of things changed during a year, but that loss did happen. Brick Memorial had 8 wins against the top 20, Peterborough 4. It was a close call.
Including Howell.
You know, Peterborough did beat Jackson, which beat Howells. There is that angle as well. But at the end of the day, 2 tremendous teams. Unfortunately, with Group 4 and Group 5, they didn't get to wrestle. Maybe that'll get changed last year. Remember, it is a pilot program. But for now, Brick Memorial finished the season at #2 in the state, Peterborough #3. #4, kind of up in the air as well. We went with DePaul. You know, obviously they had some new faces in the lineup midway through the year. Very impressive winning a second straight non-public B title. That huge win over St. Peter's Prep. Kind of a gut call. And with Bosco at 5, you know, again, Bosco did have that disappointing loss to St. Augustine, which Bill was at. They were down a couple guys. But again, they were the close state, but it was in the state. The Bergen Catholic this year, impressive year. St. Peter's Prep 6th. Del Barton 7th. They had another sensational year. Boundbrook, which Bill will talk about in a second, they kind of struggled for a period this year. They came on strong at the end. 4th straight Group 1 title, 8. Those short teams we talked about, Jackson Memorial 9, Howell 10. The 2 teams that were closest to the top 10 that didn't get in, #11 Hanover Park, which, you know, at the end of the day, they had some very impressive losses, but they just didn't really have that one signature win over a team ahead of it that kind of vaulted them in the top 10. And then we'll let Bill talk about Paulsboro at 12, which was kind of the undisputed South Jersey king, it seemed, this year, and a South Jersey scene that was kind of muddied after that.
Yeah, they beat Delsey, they beat St. Augustine, they beat Clearview, as well as Gateway and West Deptford and Hatfield, and just basically almost all the top teams in South Jersey outside of unit that didn't wrestle. You know, beyond that, you know, obviously Delsey came on real strong at the end of the year, especially after Lorenzo Ruggieri transferred in from Timber Creek, offset the loss of freshman Billy Janzer. They beat 2 top 20 teams on Sunday to win only their 2nd state title, and they're a young team that's only going to get better. You know, right behind them was St. Augustine, who obviously, as we said, had their statement win against Bosco a couple weeks ago. And in Clearview, you know, we put them on the bottom of the 4 South Jersey teams, but still another impressive season. 2nd straight sectional title, gave Jackson all they could handle in the semifinal. You know, lost a couple plus-up matches there that, you know, maybe they could have gotten into the final against Phillipsburg, but didn't. But yeah, still a good run for them.
Definitely. Round at the top 20, Paramus at 16, Toms River South at 17, Southern Regional 18, South Plainfield 19, Brick Township 20. That's the top 20. We've heard from you on NJ.com. We welcome you. Head over to the post. Leave your comments below. We'll all be in touch with you. But that being said, it's district time now. Everything starts Friday. Road to Atlantic City. 32 districts become 8 regions, become 336 men in Boardwalk Hall. But before we move on to districts, any parting shots for the dual meet season, guys?
Personally, I thought it was a great story for DePaul. You know, they had a couple seniors that really built this program up. You know, Dave McFadden, De Palma, and Will Key. And, you know, I thought it was an appropriate finish for them to finish off number 4. So,
Joe?
I know we've seen some comments already. Hal's a little bit disappointed about where they were, but there's not a lot you could do there. Let's remember, Hal didn't win the short conference tournament, lost to Jackson in the semis. They lost to Brick Memorial in South Jersey Group 5. And while it was a tremendous year for the Rebels, I think it went way above their expectations. I just didn't see any other place they could end up at number 10, and I think that's quite an accomplishment.
I was going to say, you know, that's one of the things that's always kind of gotten us. It's number 10 in the state. It's number 10 in the state of New Jersey. I mean, that's a major. Any team in the top 20 is a major accomplishment. That's my little 2 cents. Bill?
You look at the Group 1 final, and again, another great season for Paulsboro and a tremendous senior class that just didn't wrestle their best match on that final day. You know, on their best day, maybe 7-7 with Boundbrook, but they probably lose on bonus. Boundbrook, even though forfeiting 120 earlier in the year, maybe forfeiting 2 weight classes, you know, not really deep, but those kids that they had in those lineups were all studs, and you saw that on Sunday. That's it for us. That closes the book on the 2014-15 dual meet season, but we still have the individual postseason to go. So keep it here at NJ.com for complete comprehensive coverage this weekend from the districts, then the regions, then the states. We'll see you next time.